the land of chocolate. Most of you enjoy chocolate, but sincerely speaking, today we are getting to the bottom of the chocolate. Where the chocolate comes from is where we are. This is Bundibugyo, and we welcome you once again to this channel. Like you've always done, thank you for subscribing, thank you for supporting us, thank you for following us in all the videos that we've been making. For this one is very, very special one because it's about food. This video is about food, so I expect all of you to be so attentive as we get into the bottom of the chocolate industry, from where it starts from until where it reaches the supermarket where you buy it from. This is Bundibugyo, and let's get into this. Some of you are very good fans of chocolate, but I can bet very, very few of you have even ever in their lifetime seen a cocoa pod, leave alone even a plant. So today I want you to move with me for this video because it's going to be more interesting than you even thought. We are going to look at a cocoa pod. This being Bundibugyo, it's the source of 90% of the cocoa that gets out of this country. The other districts that produce cocoa are Hoima and Mukono. But Bundibugyo is the major exporter of cocoa in Uganda. So when I tell you I'm in Bundibugyo, you just have to know what I'm talking about here. So we are going to look at a cocoa pod, we are going to look at a cocoa plant, we are going to look at a cocoa garden. The process it passes through until it reaches that supermarket where you buy your chocolate. The chocolate candies you take, the chocolate yogurt you take, the chocolate powder that you take in your tea, the whole of it here and now. The only thing I want from you is, please, subscribe to this channel. Subscribing is an opportunity for us to grow also, so that we can give you even more interesting content. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and also share with your friends. I know if you've watched it, if you're watching it right now, your friend will be more interested in watching it as well. Please share with your friends, and let's get into the history and the source. We are still in Bundibugyo, and this is where I am. Yeah, you can call this a village, but I've just seen there is even power. There's even power. You can see. One thing I've learned about Bundibugyo is that it's very, very hard to see a garden of food crops. I don't know whether I've not traveled enough, but I'm not seeing a garden of food crops. So like we said, this is the cocoa garden. Can see these are the cocoa pods. No, this is December. To be specific, it's 23rd of December 2023. So it's a season where we are supposed to be having a lot of cocoa in this area, but it also depends on the garden itself, how well you've looked after it, and also how old the cocoa plant is. Under normal circumstances, this is a season of bumper harvests in this area. So like we said, this is a cocoa garden, and what you're seeing are cocoa pods. If you know coconuts, these are not coconuts, they are cocoa pods. An unripe one is that color, it's green, and as time goes by, it starts getting some yellowish color in it, meaning that it is ready. You can as well pick it at that level, or you can as well wait a little bit until it reaches yellow. When it reaches yellow, it means it's time for it to be harvested. So whether you harvest it when it is still it still has some green in it, it is still okay. Now, what I was showing you was the type of cocoa which has green and ripe pods, but there is another type which has the maroon ones. Don't say this is not cocoa, it's also cocoa, but for it, when it is ripe, it also maintains its maroon color, but another color comes in, which is yellow. So it has some mixture of maroon and yellow. In other words, I can say when it is ripe, it turns into orange. It becomes of orange color. So that's the cocoa. So when it has become yellow, it is picked. Sometimes for speed you can use a knife, but you can even use your hand as well. So when you've picked it, now it's here. I'm having a very ripe cocoa pod. Now the process of getting the chocolate has officially begun. So what do we do? Now that I have this, you have to be having a knife or a panga to break it. But now, since for me I don't have all that, this is what I will do. I'll break it like this. So this is how it looks like. You know, growing up, this was very interesting. It is even still interesting, but we used to eat a lot of this. But these days, you can just eat just small. So this is how it's done. What you see here, please just, you people always think that chocolate is very sweet, but this thing here is too sweet. I'm telling you. So we get these pods, you break it, you get the seeds inside. You can lick them if you want because they are extremely sweet. So what we do, it's just sweet. But of course, I'm doing this because this is just one pod. Imagine if you're having like 2, 3, 5, 10 acres of cocoa, and you've picked like a million of this, like a million pods. I don't think that you'll want to lick a million pods. So I'm licking this because it's just one, and like I said, it is very sweet. Very, very sweet. Just as sweet as, in fact, more sweeter than chocolate. So I'll collect these seeds from the pod. After this, after getting the seeds out of the pod, what we do now, we have these seeds. Now these seeds are kept and fermented. In the next part, we shall go into the details of the fermentation and the drying. But for now, we shall only talk about the theory of the fermentation. These ones here, the way you see them, when they are many, they can be sacks and sacks of such. So what we do, we ferment them depending on the method of fermentation you want to use. But locally, traditionally, people would dig a pit. Then after digging the pit, they put banana fibers inside the pit and then pour these seeds there. They also get other banana fibers they cover on top, and then they put soil on top, and they leave the cocoa there for between 2 to 4 days. So between those days, the cocoa has fermented enough. It is picked from there, then sun dried. Of course, it is sun dried on tarpaulins or drying racks, so that when it's dry, it's packed and exported. In Uganda, for now, we haven't yet gotten a factory for making chocolate.